To the edge of the world I go, inside the epitaph of my soul. I feel it, I feel it. On the journey to the edge of the world we go, inside the epitaph of our souls. We feel it, we feel it, we feel it. As the sky rolls around me, in the realm of possibility, my attitude affected by the altitude of smile and the turbulence, unaffected by your petulance. Yes, I confess, we're all come with some content in a black and white. Shake down centuries, people think it really as I drink. I'm regretting it, I'm feeling questions in the fallout. There's some rain and a season of drought. Earth tumbling louder than myself. So, can you hear me as I call? Can you catch me as I fall? See, I need to grow tall. Now I'm not a fire, I'm not enough to recognize. Before I find a mess of life, I'm mesmerized. And you're talking about complexity, be back to me. But it won't get the best of me, cause on the basis of annihilation, we coming out for regeneration. On the edge of extermination, we coming out for regeneration. To the edge of the world I go, inside to the epitaph of my soul. I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. On a journey to the edge of the world we go, inside to the epitaph of our souls. We feel it, we feel it, we feel it. Cause I'm sitting on this plane and I'm as cold river.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Hi. See? Works. Ha. That's funny. Good morning, afternoon. Where is our book? Just one sec. Ah, la 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 la. I made this tea that's in here. So delicious. It's peppermint, I think. So today, let's do, it's the new moon today. So, the 9th, October 9th. A master blesses calamity. For the master knows that from the seeds of disaster and all experience comes the growth of self. And the master's life purpose is always growth. I love it. Don't you? Yes, always growth. So, one of the things I was thinking about last night when I was, of course, trying to sleep and couldn't. Yeah, the new moon energy. Isn't this cute? Yeah. Little kitty. So the message was download, intuition, oneness, growth, whatever you want to call the communication I receive and you receive, but some of us are more perceptive or listening more clearly. I wasn't going to talk about this, so it's weird that I am. But when I was a kid, we used to call it like talking to yourself. Stop talking to yourself, or like, oh, she's talking to herself again, like one of my sisters or whatever. And some people kind of made fun of it, but there is that voice. We all have a voice within us. It's kind of like the little angel on one side and the little devil on the other, and they both whisper to you. So who are you listening to, right? Are you listening to your angel, or are you listening to your demon? I don't know why I keep doing this, messing with myself, but today. Either way, they're both energy. So you can choose which you want to spend your energy with. And understand that whichever you choose will bring you on a road. Is it the road you want to be going down? It's your choice. But there's things in life that we don't always have choice about that can shake us or wake us up, break us, right? They're all about learning experiences, for us to be able to ascend to our higher selves and understand the power that we really actually do have, that everything around us is a reflection. So yeah, that's what we got. But the download or message that I received last night was about receiving. Since we're going to be talking about a lot about giving on this channel, caregiving, I figured we should maybe start with receiving. How we should receive. Or we shouldn't talk in shoulds and shouldn'ts. What is the best way to receive? Being open to receiving, and receiving graciously. And with an understanding that you deserve to receive. But the act of receiving itself will guide the universe to giving more or less. So if you're always pushing a gift away, let's say, saying you can do it yourself, right? I don't need anybody. I can do it all myself. Well, guess what? You're going to be doing it all yourself. Yep. And when you, let's say, are being served, your reaction to receiving is gracious. The universe will continue to give. Whatever you think about, whatever you speak on, will keep attracting that to you. So always remember, I would say for myself, because this year was so different for me, such a growth year. So I can't wait to bring you on the road to it. There's just a couple things that I want to get done for the snake that never sheds. And then we can maybe go down this journey later today. But being grateful for the things that we have in our life, even on the daily, if it's being grateful, let's say, for the same thing every day. It could be your car. It could be the gas that goes in your car. It can be the groceries that you get. It can be one of your friends who calls. Constantly giving gratitude for that which you already have helps you also to not concentrate on that which you may want. Because recognizing that you have your needs met is a way the universe knows that you're able to handle more. So, when we talk about receiving in the caregiving world, I don't think that I think we might have missed an important element, especially no matter what type of caregiving field you're in, and that's those who receive I believe might need some instructions at times. I think we all do at times forget to receive graciously. But I know, whether it's somebody you're caregiving for at home or out on a job site, I think it might help if there were some practical procedural methods of receiving for care recipients to understand, and maybe have a reminder prior to the care they receive about how and what receiving and the act of receiving looks like. I just have a feeling it might help our caregivers if they knew. I'm not talking about all care recipients. Obviously, there's going to be care recipients that are unable to control how they receive or their behaviors or whatnot. It doesn't mean that they can't at times understand them or work towards getting to a point of functioning in a less restrictive way because of the way they receive and the manner in which they understand receiving to be. So what I'm saying, for example, the acknowledgement, paid or unpaid, in any type of caregiving situation, when you're giving to another, that's caregiving. So the acknowledgement that somebody is giving to you, the respect that somebody is giving to you, being humble. This is what I need and you're providing it. Or this is a gift, unexpected, and you're providing. Still can be a humble aspect to it. I would think that would always be humble, but in that receiving of a gift. But how we treat each other And how we treat those who provide our care makes a difference in their lives, but also, more importantly, in yours, right? So if you wake up knowing that you need care from another to even get out of bed, what does that relationship look like? How can you facilitate love and understanding and compassion and humility and gracefulness in the act of receiving the gratitude? How do you show that in a way that facilitates growth of the relationship between the caregiver and care recipient? I've been witness to multiple situations where there's inconsistent care. And I'm not saying that it's ever the recipient's fault, because as a caregiver, it is your responsibility to follow through. But we're going to have plenty of time to talk about all of that. I felt like we really needed to get one hurdle out of the way here when we're talking about receiving and how to really have a relationship grow from the act of receiving with a higher integrity than what we knew yesterday. How can we teach our children to receive gracefully from their parents or family members, from their educators? See, it's a caregiving world. Maybe it's the receiving we should be focusing more on. How is that done in a way that promotes growth within the relationship and each individual? So that our caregivers can really feel a sense of appreciation and respect. And we'll go down the whole line of receiving for caregivers that do get paid. And especially the direct care workers that are so struggling and barely making it by on their wages. How much do we value our caregivers? We're going to be going through this situation, you see, where before you didn't know maybe even what a caregiver was. Or you just thought, oh, they're with old people. I really am getting tired of these terms that we're calling our, guides, our wisdom holders. The seniors or the elders. I kind of like elders. That's all right. Elderly, not so much. But, I think there might be something better suited to acknowledge the fact of what they know, what they give, what they're still able to give. That's more suiting, more fitting, more soothing to the soul. So now that we have such a large number of these wise individuals coming to us and facing what it looks like to have your body break down, have your mind break down or slow down, how our families and communities are really going to have to pull together So as we're headed down this trail, and it's not a trail of terror. No, it's a trail of triumph. You'll see. We have to all really pay more attention to the gifts that we're given on a daily basis by others and how we are approaching our responsibility within that gift. And that is our act of receiving. Gracefully. I think now that I've been talking about it for so long, we really do need to probably make a plan around it. Yay, I love making plans. So I'm sure I'll have a PDF for you soon with that. Yeah. So that is what I wanted to talk about today is really, putting that question out there. How are you receiving the gifts that others are providing, the care? How are you paying it forward? How are you acknowledging the universe sustaining your ability to be in this 3D materialized world? And how do you emotionally want to spend that time? In a position of gratitude? Or in a position of angst? Of resistance? I really have learned this year how to receive in so many different forms, whether that's gifts or whether that's time or whether that's, like I said, my gas for my car or my electricity, whatever. I think my year has changed a lot because my year has changed a lot. I personally have changed a lot. Because the gifts have been highlighted in a much different way. And they've been so true and so right on for what I needed at the exact moment I needed it. It's like divine timing all the way around. That's how the last couple of years have gone, actually. So I did want to say one last thing, and then I'm going to let you go because I don't want this to be too long. So before I arrived here, I had been studying, years ago, years ago. There's a lot more that I've read than obviously these few books. But, I was like really into this spirituality, really into this energy. Not as much energy working, I think that's more me now. It was more, definitely more towards a religious type spirituality factor within there. I'm more energy based now than I ever have. I understand almost every single thing there is in energy, because that's all this is energy around us. We're energy, everything's energy. But I remember when I got to this one point where I was like, oh, wait a second. If we are all one, like if when we die, right, our bodies, we go into this, or we can, and that's the actual ultimate nirvana, is to go back into this oneness where all of a sudden this person who says she's Lonnie, this ego, no longer has an individualized position. I'm unrecognizable amongst the others, because the others are me and I am them, and it freaked me out. Okay, I gotta be honest. It freaked me out so bad that I was like, no, I can't do it. I'm not doing that. I'm not going into oneness ever. Like, there has to be something else. Somebody else tell me something else. So I went into this thing where I kind of left my spiritual quest for an education, a formal education, right? It was still there, but my belief systems were way, way different. So we all are one, yet we are all individuals within that one. So the energy, it's about the energy. I have a different energy, and you have a different energy, and we make a new energy together. So it's beautiful. And the ultimate, we're ultimately exchanging energy within and around each other all the time. We're intermingling with who you and me become one all the time, just by walking around each other, thinking about each other. So there's no more, for me, there's no more worry that there's no more competition. You are exactly who you're supposed to be, and the God or goddess within you is just so divine and so breathtaking that if you only could see yourself, the way the collective works, it doesn't work without you in it. You have no choice within that field. You can step out physically, but your energy never goes away. Transmutes. But we're transmuting and changing form every single day. Our entirety is changing every single day. So there's no more worries or fears anymore for me about losing my individuality and being able to recognize the God within us all, and how I can recognize myself within you. So I recognize that there's going to be a lot of challenges for people coming up that are unprepared or ill-prepared, because nobody's really talking about it. You might hear a little here and there in a paper or whatever, but nobody's really talking about what changes are going to be happening. I don't know if it's because nobody's like really understanding it, or because people are hiding it from the general public. I don't know. But things are going to get real serious real soon, and they already are. I mean, with our changing population, in regards to age, our whole economic system is going to change. It has to. There's not going to be enough people to provide the work that everybody is right now today in 5 years or 10 years, because there's not going to be enough people to fill those positions. So, you know, I had this really, I don't even know if it was a dream, but it was like everyone needs to work. Everyone needs to go to work. Everyone. Anybody who can work, and I'm sorry, you're not disqualified because you're disabled, because work brings joy. I mean, work brings esteem. Work brings you to be part of the collective, part of the oneness, where you fill in that space that's all between us. It makes a difference in everyone's life. So everybody's going to need to work. And everybody's going to kind of start needing to cut each other a little slack. You know, we're human beings. We're beings, yeah, of divine light. And we can do anything we want. Really, outside of the material world, we have to work a little harder to bring that into fruition within the material world. So it becomes easier the more we work together. So when you want something to happen, you need some friends. You need some people around you to jump on board. It works that way. The energy starts building that way. So when I recognize what you do and you recognize what I do, the universe does too. And we need each and every one of you. So, to my caregivers, I hope you have the most amazing day. I hope you have taken some time for yourself. I hope you have had a smile on your face and laughed. And later tonight, or tomorrow, or whenever you see this, in the evening, sit back and watch the leaves falling from the trees on our beautiful November new moon day. Take the time to recognize your gifts that you have given the world today. And care recipients, receive gracefully. Receive with gratitude. Receive with acknowledgement. Receive with love and without guilt or shame. You are worthy of the care you receive, and we are happy to provide it. So, I love you. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I'm going to go back to work now that I'm crying again. Thank you very much. I know I said I was going to be smiling every day, and now you guys always get to see me crying, but, you know, it is raining outside, so, but just wait till we go into Scorpio, and then you'll see some waterworks. I'm just kidding. Well, maybe not. All right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow or later on. Oh, yeah, because we have to do the snake vat number sheds, my mother's DNA. So that's what I'll be working on. Success, peace, joy, prosperity, they're all yours, all inside, right there. I see them, all of them, sitting there, waiting for you to see too.